bitter criticism reading the genocide dossier, not in Gaza anymore, also in Gaza. Lebanon this time, there's a genocide in Lebanon, Beirut and so on. Israel is the genocidal backed by the US, yeah. Al Jazeera, genocide dossier. Today 69 killed in Lebanon. Al Jazeera genocide dossier live updates. Israel attacks Lebanon live. 69 killed by Israel in Lebanon so far today. As usual, we have a video, but the video I'll made a test now, but I'm sure we will see a streaming, not a video. We're actually watching propaganda, tourism propaganda from Chile. So, as I told you, there was a streaming strikes on Beirut. Game understand is not. I guess this is a problem, you know, because you want to see some video from the subject, but it's nothing. Well, this article, this source is by Edna Mohamed and Usaid Siddiqui, September 29, 2024. Today 69. Lebanon's health ministry says Israeli attacks have killed 69 so far today, as army just continue non-stop bombardment across the country, including in the suburbs of the capital Beirut. Israel says, quote, more than 20 Hezbollah members were killed alongside Hezbollah chief Hassan Nasrallah on Friday. Nine minutes ago now. US-made weapons likely using Friday attack report. US newspaper The Washington Post has reported that Israel likely used US-made weapons in its attack on Beirut on Friday, which flattened at least 6 residential buildings in pursuit of Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah. According to analysts who reviewed a video shared by the Israeli army of the attack, the newspaper found that the fighter jets were carrying 2,000 pound, 907 kilograms class bombs, some of which were BLU 109 with GDM guidance kits, both US made. The report added that in photos released by the army of the attack, fighter jets are seen fitted with at least 3 or 6 BLU 109s each, a former explosive ordnance disposal technician for the US Army told the Post that the weapons are designed to go through up to 6 feet of reinforced concrete. And then 20 minutes ago, Ground invasion of Lebanon unlikely, Israeli analyst Uri Goldberg says that Israel is not preparing for a ground invasion, but instead focusing on aerial bombings in Lebanon and assassinations of senior Hezbollah leaders. Quote, I don't think the troop build-up shows indications of preparations for a ground invasion, he said, referring to the massing of Israeli ground troops on the country's northern border, and adding that Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, quote, does not want soldiers dying, unquote. Soldiers have not been dying in Gaza recently. In fact, the fighting in the Gaza ground war is almost over, and a war in Lebanon will renew what will amount to real political criticisms for the Prime Minister, unquote. Goldberg said, adding that facing Hezbollah on the ground will be a formidable challenge, unquote. The Israeli army didn't do too well in 2006. It hasn't done too well in Gaza. The army and the Prime Minister will for all these reasons continue a campaign of aerial bombing as far-flung as it may be, unquote. And 27 minutes ago, Yemen's health ministry gives update on that tool from Israeli attacks. As we have been reporting, Israeli warplanes hit Yemen's Hodeidah and Ras Issa earlier today. The health ministry for the Houthi controlled areas of Yemen says that 4 people were killed in those attacks and 29 wounded. 32 minutes ago now, Israeli military vows retaliation against any regional attacks. Hamda Salhut, reporting from Amman, Jordan. Al Jazeera is reporting from Amman, Jordan, after it was banned by the Israeli government. The Israelis have said this attack on Hodeidah is a direct response to the projectiles that have been fired by the Houthis into Israeli territory within the last month. Israel's military has said that it is going to respond to any sort of aggression that comes from anywhere throughout the region, anywhere that is not even near the country's borders. It's also worth mentioning that this is not the first series of Israeli airstrikes on the port city of Hodeidah. There was another back in July after the Houthis sent over a drone that traveled upwards of 2,000 kilometers, 1,243 miles. It reached the center of Tel Aviv and detonated without triggering any air defense alarms. It was quite concerning for the Israeli military apparatus as to how this drone was able to infiltrate. Then, one day later, the Israeli military struck Hodeidah. This time, they are saying they struck oil refineries and other areas around the port that they consider legitimate targets because Israel says that the Houthis are using these areas for military purposes. And then 42 minutes ago, Nasrallah's legacy will live on, says Syria's Assad. Syrian President Bashar al-Assad has sent a letter to the family of assassinated Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah and to the Islamic resistance movement in Lebanon, offering his sincerest and most profound condolences. He said the Lebanese national resistance and its supporters will persevere and persist on the righteous path regardless of the cost. Quote, great leaders build the doctrine of struggle, its path and course, and they leave behind an intellectual network and a practical approach to resistance and honor, unquote, the Syrian president said. He expressed confidence that the Lebanese resistance movement, quote, will continue down the path of struggle and righteousness in the face of the occupation, and will remain the shoulder that supports the Palestinian people in their battle for their just cause, unquote. Al-Assad stressed that Syria and the Islamic resistance movement remain united in their, quote, war against the Zionist apparatus, unquote. 52 minutes ago, British-French foreign minister agreed to work on diplomatic solution in Lebanon. British Foreign Minister David Lammy says he spoke to his French counterpart Jean-Noël Barrot about the situation in Lebanon. Quote, "We agreed on the need to end the bloodshed and enable humanitarian support and to work towards a diplomatic solution which ends the conflict," Lammy wrote on X. Barrot is expected to arrive in Lebanon tonight to bring, quote, French support, especially humanitarian, unquote, with ministry said in a statement. And the very last one, 1 hour ago. Iran condemns Israeli strikes on Yemeni port of Hodeidah. In a statement by Foreign Ministry spokesman Nasser Kanani, Iran denounced the attacks, saying they target a power plant and fuel tanks. And that's it. I hope the worst for Israel. Yeah, I hope they get destroyed.